At the stop sign, turn left onto Douglas Dam Road. In 3 miles, take a slight left turn onto Thorn Grove Pike. In 3 miles, take a slight left turn onto Thorn Grove Pike.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. We're just driving the back roads here in the Great Smoky Mountains here. We're leaving out of Sevierville here, driving into Knoxville. But it's a beautiful sunny morning today. It's going to be a high of 75 or 78 degrees, somewhere in that area. Hope everyone's having a good day. We're still driving around looking at some of these fall colors. We still got a lot of brown leaves here because of the dryness here. We do have a few forest fires going on up here in Anderson County. Hopefully they don't get worse today. With the wind coming in, we're going to have 25-mile-an-hour gust of wind, so hopefully it don't cause it to spread much more. So, where are you guys from that are watching? Are you here from Tennessee or somewhere else? And if you don't care, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yeah, we went to the island last night and walked around a little bit, and it was a nice evening to walk around. It wasn't that busy up there. Ate it. It was actually a really great meal we had. I just uploaded the video on our daily life in the Smokies. I'll upload it on this channel too. I had to edit a little bit more on it, so it should be up by tomorrow morning anyway. Got a few little clouds up in the sky, not much. This drive here should take us about 26, 25 minutes, somewhere in that area. Shouldn't take too long. We're trying to build this channel up a little bit, so I would appreciate if you guys would like and subscribe to the channel, and please share the video. I know we ain't had much new content on it for a while, but I'm going to try to upload on this channel here daily too, just like I do on the other channels.
Slight left turn onto Thorn Grove Pike.
I know most of our videos are on daily life of the Smokies, but like I said, we'll start putting more videos on this channel too. Turning on here at Thorn Grove Pike up here. Yeah, that wind come today, it's going to bear out some of the trees. Some of the leaves are going to fall off of them today. So we'll probably have some leaves blowing around all over the roads.
Take a slight left turn onto Thorn Grove Pike.
I don't know if any of you guys are into like cryptocurrency or anything like that there, but the cryptos have been doing real good here lately. I've been buying quite a bit in that Jesus
In 3.6
coin.
miles, turn left onto Midway Road.
I've always bought into the Shiba coin a lot. Then I bought into that Peppa coin. But that Jesus coin, I guess there's going to be a big burn on it on Christmas Day. So I've been buying quite a bit in that coin there. And it's been going up. And like I was telling you guys, I was like, so if I get a phone call while I'm driving here, I do have to switch over and have to mute you guys out on this. Just to give my customers some privacy. Yeah, it's a beautiful morning out here today. Let's see what's new on the YouTube app here. So any of you guys got plans to come down here in the Great Smoky Mountains here around the Christmas holidays? You know, this Thorn Grove Pike, it's a pretty little drive out this way. It ain't very long, but it's pretty through here. Got little homesteads out this way. But it's a nice, smooth paved road. This time change is throwing me off a lot. Not used to it getting dark so quick in the evenings. I wish it just left the time alone. Seems like it kind of makes for a long day when you get this way, especially in the evenings. Thinking, man, it's bedtime, and you got 5 hours before bedtime. That's why we try to stay really busy during the week, and on the weekends we try to stay out doing things. If not, I tell you what, it'll make you get unhealthy sitting around like that in your home. See what's on the True News. It's been uploaded here. Give us something to listen to here. I'll turn it down, that way you guys ain't gotta blow your brains out here. I'll listen to this because I don't know if it hurts your ears or not.
Turn left onto Midway Road.
This is True News, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
In a
So
quarter mile,
help us God. I'm Rick Wiles. Today is Monday, November 6, 2023. The U.S. Department of Defense has positioned near Israel an American submarine capable of firing nuclear-armed missiles. The Pentagon
right,
announcement came shortly after a high-level Iranian official threatened to strike the USA if no ceasefire agreement is implemented in the war between Hamas and Israel. Doc Burkhardt and I have the latest updates on the worsening situation with World War III.
And we truly are in World War III, aren't we, Rick?
I don't know how to emphasize it any more than we have, Doc. It is spiraling out of control, and each day when you think maybe the situation is calming down, something else will happen, and that's what we have here. I want you to look at the first several articles that we're going to present to you. Hindustan Times. I searched a lot of places to find this article today because I saw it over the weekend. It originally was the New York Times, and but all the other newspaper articles that were online about this story seem to have disappeared. So the article says, if Hezbollah attacks Israel, the United States is prepared to intervene militarily. Folks, I want you to read this one more time.
Yes.
If Hezbollah in Lebanon attacks Israel, the United States of America is prepared to enter the war. This was published by the New York Times over the weekend. And it appears that maybe they have scrubbed the internet. I did not go directly to the New York Times and search. I looked quickly at the front pages of the Times. It's not there. But I did a search under these search terms, and nothing came up except this article out of India, the Hindustan Times. But I know I read it over the weekend, and I finally found the story.
And the Hindustan Times quotes the New York Times in it as well. So the U.S. has warned Iran and Hezbollah that it would be prepared to intervene militarily against them if they launched an attack against Israel, as the headline says. The New York Times reported this, citing officials within the administration. This comes after Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah, in his first ever speech after the start of the Israel-Hamas war, taunted Israel and the U.S. on Friday and said the Iran-backed militant group is not afraid of U.S. warships. He also warned that Hezbollah's forces were ready for anything. So once again, we see this ratcheting up rhetoric on different sides.
Well,
here.
the second article here, this is Reuters. Iran says the U.S. will be hit hard if there is no ceasefire in Gaza. And just a short quote from the Reuters article, Iran said the United States would be hit hard if Washington did not implement a ceasefire in Gaza. The country's Minister of Defense was quoted as saying, it was quoted in an Iranian news agency. This is the quote of Mohammad Reza Ashtani. Again, the Minister of Defense, quote, our advice to the Americans is to immediately stop the war in Gaza and implement a ceasefire. Otherwise, they will be hit hard.
Now, the article, Rick, seems to imply Iran is threatening U.S. soil.
That's the way I'm taking it.
Right. Not U.S. forces in the Middle East, but
The
something
US.
happening on American soil.
Yes. Last week, it was either this same official or the Iranian Minister of Foreign Affairs. I forget which one. He said the fire would not, America would not be spared from the fire. Doesn't that sound like
Yes, like it's coming
a
home.
direct threat to the homeland of the United States of America? I remember, Doc, within the past 2 weeks, gosh, time is going so fast, it's hard for me to remember the dates now, but it's only been a week or so ago that the Iranian foreign minister, or the embassy, the Iranian embassy in Syria, posted a real ominous, cryptic tweet on its Twitter account, saying that Israel was running out of time. And remember, they also said something like goodbye.
Yes.
Time to say goodbye.
Or time is up.
Time is up. Time is up. And there was another one about the same time saying that Iran could strike at any moment. Oh, he said that the decision had been made.
Yes, I remember that as well.
The decision had been made, and the strike could come at any moment. Is it blustery big talk, or are these threats real?
Well, of all the players in the Middle East that you should be definitely concerned about, it would definitely be Iran. I'm of your opinion, Rick, that they already have nukes. They got them.
So the third article, which should get our attention, this is a CNN. In a rare announcement, the U.S. says guided missile sub has arrived in the Middle East, a message of deterrence to adversaries.
Right, so U.S. Central Command said on social media Sunday that an Ohio-class submarine was entering its area of responsibility. A picture was posted with the announcement and appeared to show the sub in the Suez Canal north of Cairo. The social media post did not name the sub, but the U.S. Navy has 4 Ohio-class guided missile submarines, or SSGNs, which are former ballistic missile subs converted to fire Tomahawk cruise missiles rather than nuclear-tipped ballistic missiles. So each SSGN can carry 154 Tomahawks, 50% more than U.S. guided missile destroyers pack, and almost 4 times what the U.S. Navy's newest attack subs are armed with. Each single Tomahawk missile, Rick, can carry up to a 1,000-pound high explosive warhead.
Doc, I follow the U.S. Central Command on Twitter. Rarely do you see them tweet a message saying, heads up, everybody. We just put a submarine in close proximity to a war zone.
Right.
That seldom happens. You usually don't see the Pentagon revealing their hand. But in this case, they wanted to reveal their hand. And it's a big hand. We don't know if this particular sub is Ohio class. We don't know if it's armed with conventional missiles, cruise missiles,
or nuclear
missiles. We don't know. And they're not going to tell us, obviously.
Right. And Iran doesn't know either.
That's the point. They don't want Iran to know. They just want Iran to think about it. But either way, conventional or nuclear, that submarine can do serious damage to Iran. So look at the 3 things that we just showed you, starting out here on Monday. If Hezbollah attacks Israel, the U.S. is prepared to enter the war. Number 1. Number 2, Iran's defense minister says, if the United States does not negotiate a ceasefire in the Gaza war, the U.S. will be hit hard. Number 3, the Pentagon publicly announced that it had moved an Ohio-class submarine into the waters off the coast of Israel, a submarine that potentially could be armed with nuclear missiles.
West and US 25W
Doc.
north toward Lexington.
These are ominous signs. And then to add a fourth one, it's Moscow Times. Russia test fires nuclear-capable ballistic missile.
All right, this is the new Bulava missile, the first in just over a year. As this test firing takes place, comes as Russia is ramping up its nuclear rhetoric since revoking its ratification of a key nuclear test ban treaty. The Defense Ministry said the new nuclear-powered strategic missile submarine cruiser Emperor Alexander III has successfully launched the Bulava sea-based intercontinental ballistic missile. It said it fired the undersea missile from an undisclosed location in the White Sea on its northwest coast to a target thousands of kilometers away on the far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula. The missile firing took place in the normal mode from an underwater position. The missile heads arrived at the designated area at the appointed time. Now, this new 12-meter-long Bulava missile was designed to be the backbone of Moscow's nuclear triad and has a range over 5,000 miles.
That's going to be a bumpy ride here, guys. I'm sorry here.
Anywhere in the world, Rick.
Now, think about this. This submarine can be 5,000 miles away from the East Coast and hit American cities. But the Russians wanted us to know. Just in case you're not paying attention, here, take a look at this.
We still have nukes.
And these are brand new nukes, and they're ready to be put into use in a war. Benjamin Herod, I call him Herod Netanyahu the Great, bombed more refugee camps over the weekend. He wasn't satisfied with all the children he murdered last week, so on Sunday, the Lord's Day, he decided to bomb more refugee centers and kill more children. Here's a PBS. Warplanes strike Gaza refugee camps, not just one,
right.
Multiple camps. As Israel rebuffs U.S. push for humanitarian pause.
That was the big project that
Anthony
Blinken was involved with, trying to, they weren't calling it a ceasefire. They went out of their way to say it's not a ceasefire, just a pause so we can get humanitarian aid in there.
And Netanyahu told him no. So they, just to prove their point, they bombed several refugee camps. Folks, why are there refugee camps in Gaza? Here's why. Because going back to the 1948 Zionist takeover of Palestine, millions of Palestinians either fled Palestine, several million went to Jordan over a number of years. They lost their homes as the Zionists took their homes and farms, olive groves, and seized their property and settled in what formerly was Palestinian real estate. And others were placed in refugee camps. And they became, well, these are concentration camps.
Right.
And they're ruled by the Jews. Kind of like Indian reservations. It's what we did to the American Indians. And then we built homes on their land. That may not go down well with people, but look, this is what Europeans have done for a long, long time. And the Ashkenazim are Europeans. They are European colonizers using religion, the religion of Judaism, to justify colonization of Palestine. They're not native-born Palestinian people. They are Europeans. And they have displaced millions of indigenous Palestinian Arabs, took their land, and then couldn't figure out what to do with all these people, put them in refugee camps, and they've been locked up there ever since. You have people who were children in 1948 who are still there now, and they're in their 70s and 80s, and they're still in the same refugee camp.
Right.
They've had children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
That's right.
And they're all in the refugee camps. So Herod Netanyahu the Great ordered the IDF to bomb several refugee camps over the weekend. The initial stories I read, Doc, it was so heartbreaking because the eyewitnesses said that there were shredded pieces of children's bodies, shredded pieces. strewn over the crater.
Well, that's what war's about, Rick.
That's what they say. That's what
civilians die.
That's what Sean Hannity and Lindsey Graham and all these other right-wing news talkers. That's what they say.
Yeah,
it's just the price of war. It's the way it is.
Just grind those kids up.
Grind them up. So the children were sleeping. This attack happened at night. They died in their beds. Someday I really believe that there's going to be a Palestinian nation, and those children should go down in history as Palestinian patriots who died for their country. Those are children who died for their country. They died in war for their country. They were killed, murdered by Zionist zealots who are determined to wipe out the Palestinian people once and for all.
God's people are smarter than ants. Even ants know it's wise to store food.
Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provides her bread in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest.
I'm Dr. Robert A. Schuller, and I'm on a mission to encourage Christian families to prepare for tough times. That's why I'm endorsing American Reserves. American Reserves can help you build a food storehouse like Joseph in Egypt. American Reserves offers emergency food packages for a month or a full year. Buckets of freeze-dried beef and chicken, assorted vegetables and fruits, and powdered eggs are ready for quick delivery. A panic can cause store shelves to be emptied in hours. Be wise. Be ready. Order food at AmericanReserves.com.
Wait until you see this next article. The one we're putting up on the screen is from the New Arab. The original report was from the New York Times. The United States advises Israel to use smaller bombs to minimize civilian deaths in Gaza. How callous and insulting can the U.S. become? This was the suggestion by Secretary of State Antony Blinken. He went to Israel over the weekend, went to the Middle East. It appears that his trip has been a failure. Netanyahu turned down his suggestions. But Secretary Blinken reportedly told Netanyahu, try to use smaller bombs. Smotrich, this is another freak. He's a finance minister. He called for a ban on Palestinians harvesting olives close to the Israeli West Bank settlements. This just happened today. But wait till you hear this. He advocated for the creation of sterile, no-go areas prohibiting the presence of Palestinians in the vicinity of Zionist settlements. These are the most racist people on the earth. I am so sick and tired of it. I don't give a fat rat's rectum anymore what the ADL or anybody else says about me. I don't care anymore. They are racist. They're bigots. And they're violent. And they ought to be...
To watch the rest of this episode, explore exclusive content, join a community of like-minded believers, and foster a Christ-centered family, join us at faithandvalues.com. Available on Apple and Android, our app offers a space where Christian faith and family values are celebrated. Connect, share, and grow.
Use the right lane to take exit 3A to merge onto I-75 North toward Lexington.
This is True News, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help us God. I'm Rick Wiles. Today is Friday, November 3rd, 2023. Before Doc Burkhart and I begin our discussion